Welcome back to another video and to week 7 of our 35-week challenge, a 35-week long series which is dedicated to what life's like for us as we go through this whole cost of living crisis. Us is a family of 4, myself Tracy, my husband Steve and our 2 kids, and life on our smallholding here in the northeast of England. So for 35 weeks we've got a grocery budget of £25 a week every week except every 4th week, where we have a £5 reduced budget, and that £5 is just really to cover the packed lunches and things that the kids need to take to school every day. Stephen and I also take working lunches every day. I work from home a couple of days a week, so it's not every day for me, but we do both work full time and we both do need lunch every day, and it also includes the breakfasts that we've got every day as well. So we've got 2 very full freezers in the garage. We've got other freezers dotted about that you might have already seen on some of our videos, and this week we've been trying to concentrate on using them as much as we can. We've done quite well, but we haven't done as well as I need to, so we're going to continue that on into week 8 and beyond. But for now we're going to start off by getting into the grocery haul, which is from Aldi. Every week the haul is from Aldi, and it will be for every week of the challenge going forward. Well, this week it looks like we didn't get very much, but we just came in slightly under budget at £24.21. So let's go through and see what was so expensive. We've got the milk. So I got an extra milk this week. I'll show you why during the week. And we got the 6 pints of green semi-skimmed milk was £2.19. The whole milk is £1.55 still. I did get an extra yoghurt, which might give away why I've got the extra milk, because I haven't bought a big one this week, but that came in. We got the slightly cheaper one at 75 pence. The corned beef, which is for packed lunches, came in at £1.79, so that's quite expensive. The juice was special request, that came in at £1.19. Peanut butter is £1.15 still, and the sweet chilli sauce was another special request of a different person for 99 pence. Mushrooms for breakfast were £1.30, glad to see that they had them in again. The bananas again for breakfasts were 84 pence, and the easy peelers were for lunches, and they are 89 pence. Porridge is porridge oats is for porridge on a morning, as well as flapjacks and things. They're only 70 pence. Now the expensive thing, this is the cheese. It's only cheap cheese in terms of comparatively, and it's 900 grams for £3.99. Now the cheese that we got last week, I used it all very quickly in quiche, because I always make a big quiche, and it just went in one swoop, so there was none left for sandwiches or anything else. So I got the bigger one, but that is £3.99. Then we've got the bread on the right there, which is £1.10, best of both. And again, just getting this at the moment for the packed lunches, it does help from a cutting point of view. Now Claire from Claire's Journey, or just Claire Grace, did say about getting an electric knife to cut our homemade bread. Apparently I think it was your gran that used to do that, Claire. Anyway, I've also been told about using a meat slicer, and we do have a meat slicer. So when next time I make a homemade loaf and I've got time, I'm going to give it a try. If not, we might get the electric knife for the homemade bread, but we'll keep you posted on that one. Then the custard is to go with some crumbles that I'm going to be making. I can make it myself, but just in case, we've got 2 of these at 55 pence each. And then this spreadable has gone up to £2.29. It was about £2.15, I think, when we first started this, only 7 weeks ago. So things are still creeping up, and there's just hardly anything there for £25, or just under £25. There we go, the £24.21 pence today. And that is today's haul. Tonight we're having another hectic week, so we are just literally getting here, and it's quite late for us. It's 5:45. We were trying to eat earlier, but it hasn't worked out at the moment, and I tried to get the slow cooker on earlier. I got it out and I thought I'm going to get it done, and then work just took over, and now it's 5:45. I haven't done it. So what I'm doing, I have got some, I remembered to defrost the meat though, so I've got the meat out of the freezer. This is just diced lamb, and I've got some potatoes that I'll show you here. So we've got a couple of potatoes, a couple of purple potatoes in there, as well as just the normal Mary Piper or whatever. Oh no, these were the red ones. Anyway, I think they're called Heidi.
I can't remember, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get these chopped up quite small, and essentially I'm just going to do a one pot on the top of the stove. I'm going to go out and get some more kale. I've been using the kale in recipes. It is amazing in a tray bake. Oh my goodness, so nice. And I added some nutritional yeast. Have you heard of that? I think it's vitamin B1 it contains. It's really good. One of the B vitamins or multiple V vitamins, can't remember at the moment. My brain is just wants to go to bed already, that kind of day. So what I did, I added the kale to the tray bake, you know, maybe 10 minutes to go, something like that, and sprinkled nutritional yeast over, literally right at the end when it came out with the yeast. Oh my goodness, it was so nice. It was so nice. So I'm definitely going to do that again, because I know that's one of the things that when I was on a kind of a bit of a health research thing, nutritional yeast was one of the things that I added to my list of, along with chia seeds and all that good stuff. So going to get this on, get this served up, and it has been the windiest day. No rain this afternoon. The rain came last night. Oh my goodness. Here's your weather report. Woke me up 3 o'clock. Didn't really get back to sleep, so that's probably why I sound a little bit delirious too. But the good news is it has knocked so many apples off the tree that I couldn't reach. Grace and I went to harvest some at the weekend. We've got a few different apple trees around, and we only got the ones that we could reach stood on the floor. And there's it's a crab apple tree, I call it. I don't know if it officially is. They're only small apples, and I'm going to make apple jelly from them. Oh my goodness, so nice. But we only got a handful from the tree that I'm talking about because we couldn't reach. The sheep that we've got on the garden are forever jumping up and eating the ones within sort of our height, and they've enjoyed them all. So maybe the sheep have got a bit of a bad stomach now, actually. Anyway, all that to say, there are hundreds of apples on the floor, so I'm going to get this bubbling away and get it simmering, go and get some kale, go and get the apples. I want to get some rosemary to go in here as well. And then I'm probably just going to crash for the night. I don't know if I'm coming or going tonight. Anyway, going to crack on, get this cooked. That's looking lovely already. There is literally about a third of an onion, one of the bigger onions that I got on the Aldi Super 6 2 weeks ago. That's the last one. All the potatoes that you saw I've just chopped up into quite small pieces. The lamb's in there, so it's literally just those 3 ingredients, cooked in a little bit of fat. Looks lovely already. I think the purple just gives it an extra bit of zing. It looks lovely, but remember, purple does, you can already see it's starting to dye other things. So if you add purple potatoes to any other meal, be prepared that it'll dye it. But I'm going to put some gravy in here as well, so it's not too much of a big issue. I'm going to go and grab the kale, and I'll add some peas as well. And to be honest, that's probably everything that's going to end up going in there tonight, because that's all I can muster up, I think. I don't think I can add anything else that I've got. Or maybe some carrots. I'll get some carrots. In here now, I've literally added the washed and chopped up kale. I found some runner beans. We're still out there as well, so I've thrown some of those in. If they're not very nice, we just won't eat them. And what else have I put in? Oh, a splash of red wine that was left over. Yes, left over, and some water with a stock cube. So I'm just going to leave this cook down now. I did add a couple of carrots in that I had, not many, just because I didn't go down and pick any more out of the garden. So that is what we've got at the minute. I'm going to try and put the lid out. That's hot. I'm going to try and put the lid back on with one hand. I don't need to put it on. You guys seen me put a lid on before. Anyway, that's going to cook down now for about half an hour, and we'll see. The potatoes, I always find that the homegrown potatoes that I've certainly grown anyway, I don't know if everybody finds it, soften down really quickly compared to supermarket ones, so it shouldn't take too long. By half an hour they'll be quite mushy, which is what I want, to be honest. I don't want just big cubes. I would like it to thicken up a little bit from the potatoes. So I'm going to turn it down a touch and come back in half an hour. Come on then. Well, we have finally gone and done it. We've ordered the oil. The guy has literally just been. So I'm so pleased. So we've got a tank that should hopefully see us through. We ordered 1,000 litres, and we hope that that'll see us through until at least, where are we? It'll be November, December. January, ideally until the middle of February. So what that means for us is that the oil heats the hot water, but it also heats the Aga. So I'm going to finally be able to get the Aga back on very soon. I don't think Stephen can do it tonight. It's, I don't even know what day it is at the moment, but we're coming to the end actually of week 6. Or is it 7 now? It's 7 now, isn't it? Goodness me. So as soon as he can get that on, we'll be cooking on the Aga, doing so much more baking, proper winter cooking. The slow cooker will be going back in the cupboard because the Aga's on 24/7, and the bottom of the Aga is essentially a slow cooker. So you just put your Dutch oven or whatever it is in the bottom of the Aga. Acts exactly the same as a slow cooker. It doesn't mean that I won't be keeping an eye on the oil prices, because at the end of the day, if it comes back down again, which I don't think it will, then we'll try and get some more. But the way that we manage that is every month when we get paid. So Stephen and I both work full time and get paid monthly. And when we get paid, we put a set amount each month away towards the oil, the septic tank, because we're on a septic tank here. You know, all of the usual bills basically. So we have a separate bills account. Everything goes into there and gets paid from out of there, so that we know what we've got left goes into savings and also goes into our disposable income, which at the moment is getting less and less based on what's going on in the world. So I've been having a chat this morning with a couple of people actually. Won't mention names just because it's not fair, and people are just worrying. It's really, really frightening times. The cost of everything's going up, whether we're on fixed prices for our electric or we're not, or gas, which doesn't affect us here but obviously affects a lot of people. You know, things are really just becoming very real for a lot of people. Christmas is around the corner, so it's extra spends. Maybe you save up for it all year, maybe it's just a spend at the end. You know, everyone does things differently is where I'm coming from, and I think it's just time to remember everybody's going through different things for different reasons, but the root cause is really the same thing, I would say, the whole cost of living crisis, which is exactly why I started doing these videos in the first place. Let me show these dogs. You goodbye, Rodney. He's soon going to be tired. Buster's a little bit like me. Gets tired easily, goes a little bit too far and then thinks, how am I going to get back? So I think I mentioned last week, it's a stressful few weeks for me just with work, and we've still got illnesses and different things going on. I won't get into too much personal detail on here, but we're just dealing with quite a lot at the moment. So combined with all of the other worries of the world, it can sometimes feel like a little bit too much. That's one thing I wanted to talk about as well that's really helped me over the last couple of weeks, is my canned food as well as the freezers, which I know you guys know I'm trying to get through, need to make a better effort on. But to be honest, when I've got canned food on the shelves, this is pressure canned or water bathed in some instances, it's just so much nicer, so much easier for me when we've had unexpected hospital visits or people around, or when we've not been very well, to be able to just reach up to the canned shelf and just take a jar off the shelf or two and have a meal in literally no time at all. Like, I'm talking 10 minutes. And I've been doing that quite a lot. So I haven't meal planned as such this last week, which is what I wanted to do. But with one thing or another with work and what we've had going on, I just haven't, and that's real life. But that's one of the reasons, like I said last week, why I prep, so to speak, so that for times like this, I've got the items that I've got on the shelves and they can just help me out, and they really have been another godsend. So I think we've got another week of it left, and then we should be getting back to a bit of normality work-wise, and then we just got to keep our fingers crossed from a health point of view, because obviously nobody knows timings on things like that. And so that leads me on to what I'm going to be doing next. Couple of things that I've got in mind. In November, I'm going to be doing a pressure canning series. When I say series, I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but basically throughout November, I'm going to be pressure canning as much as I can to really fill up the pantry shelves again, which is not a normal time for people. People tend to pressure can the harvest that they bring in, which we do as well, but this is going to be meals in jars, which works for us at the moment. So look out for that in November if you're interested in that. I can't do any freezer meals or anything like that because I just have no space in the freezers, as you know, but I will be using what's in the freezers, the meat and things, to pressure can into meals. So if you're interested in that, that'll be coming at some point in November. I'm not sure what it's going to look like yet. It's going to look any different, but I've had to change arms. My arm's getting tired. And the other thing, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet or not, but as you already know, if you follow what we do, every 4th week, so next week, week 8, we have a £5 grocery budget, and I'm seriously contemplating slashing the £25 a week budget, kind of in response to everything that's going on. And apologies for not looking at you, it's really bumpy and I'll fall over if I don't watch where I'm going. I will have another broken ankle. It's my son that's broke his ankle, if you might have seen on Instagram. Anyway, well, somebody broke it for him. Not going to get into that. This is really muddy. I'll be back in a sec. So, as you saw at the beginning of this video, the grocery haul that we've got is not for meals on a night really. So there might be 1 or 2 things like gravy granules or things like that, but it's not anything that's going to be going into the meals like the veg and things like that, because I wanted to concentrate on using the kale, which like I said already earlier, I've been doing that, and that's fine now. I'm happy to do that and it's working well. Just checking where he's disappearing to. So what else can I do? That's where I'm coming from. Can I reduce my budget to force me to use even more things? So I don't need forcing as in that I don't want to, but just like I say, life sometimes just gets too busy. Come on, Robin. And I just take the easier option. You know, if I want to buy something that I could produce myself and I'm feeling that way because it's been such a difficult week, I will do that. And I'm not saying I'm not going to do that and I'm going to be hard on myself or anything like that. I'm just trying to encourage myself even more to spend less. Low power mode, still there. To spend less and to use more that we've got here. So really concentrating on the freezers as soon as this crazy time with work is over. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe do I reduce the budget after week 8? So next week, as I say, will be the £5 one, and then after that, you know, let me know your thoughts. Anyway, back home now, that's enough of that talk, and I'm putting in the slow cooker because the egg is still not on, as you can tell from the milk being on it. It would be boiled milk if that was it, if it was on. Anyway, at the moment I'm in the middle of making apple sauce. No, I'm not. I'm making apple jelly at the minute, and I'm going to do some separate videos on how to for those. I've already got quite a bit on the shelves, but we are literally getting so many in at the moment, and I've had so many different people ask about how I'm doing it and what I'm doing, etc. I thought it would be useful, if not for me, to remember next year how I did it, and to do a separate video on making the apple sauce, making the apple jelly, and a few other different things, but definitely one on the jelly at least. So look out for that, because I've already got that one started. Just need to get it edited. But for now, for tea tonight, we are using the slow cooker, as I said, because the agar's still off. And I'm doing a rich beef and prune casserole. Does that sound disgusting? That's what the kids think. I absolutely love it. I've made it a few times. It's an old Weight Watchers recipe, believe it or not. And it's literally beef, stock, carrots, onions, bay leaf, what else goes in it? Marmalade. You can use onion zest. No, orange zest. And I just put marmalade in instead, which has got sugar in it. So if you're not wanting sugar, then obviously avoid it. And the key ingredient is the prunes. So I use a tin of prunes just in their own juice, a full tin. They're only those, you know, the baby ones, and just tip it all in. At the end, I thicken it up with some gravy granules. Oh my goodness, it is so nice. Served over mashed potato, some mushy peas, something like that if you think, if you enjoy those, which we do. My arm's getting tired again. So I'm going to get that on now. I'm really looking forward to it. It is one of my favourite autumnal meals. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. Actually, one thing I did want to say, I'm going to stop apologising on here for the state of me, because I often come on and I think, God, should I put myself out there looking like this? Well, there'd be no videos coming out if I didn't. So just apologies forever if I look disturbing, because I'm guessing nobody's here for beauty or fashion tips. Oh dear. These are the pitted prunes, and they're in their own juice, and they're classed as intensely sweet. So this is not going to be something that's very good for you. It's going to be full of sugar. So just a disclaimer. What I've decided is to kind of go off piste. It might go completely wrong, because I've got some, I made, when we were getting a courgette glut in, some Jamie Oliver's 7 veg sauce, I think it's called. I made kind of my take on it based on what I had coming in from the garden, and I had to take some out of the freezer to fit something else in. What was it I foraged? Anyway, something that I foraged. So So I made it okay when I took something out if I was going to put something in, because I didn't make the situation in the freezers any worse. So what I'm doing, I'm going to take the full tin of this in, because I like sweet food and I'm cooking and that's how I feel today. And you actually don't taste the prunes, you just taste the kind of the sweetness when you're done. But instead of gravy, I'm going to put in the 7 veg sauce. Don't know if it'll work or not. I'm sure we'll figure something out. But I've got that almost defrosted, so I'm going to put the slow cooker on high, which you guys know I don't do, except that's all I've been doing recently. Make sure I switch it on, because that would be annoying if I didn't. And I'm just going to tip all the ingredients in. Haven't got any carrots to hand. Could go and get some, but I think I'm going to time out because I've got something I need to get to shortly. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like at the end when I decide what I'm going to do, which I don't know yet. So these are out of the pantry, so we're starting to get to some more pantry ingredients. They will completely soften down and turn to mush when they're cooked. That tomato sauce is more frozen than I thought it was going to be, but once the lid's on, or veg sauce, sorry, once the lid's on, that should be absolutely fine. I have popped it on high. I'm okay with that. The electric's only at £2 at the moment. So let's just see what this turns out like. I'm not going to add anything else just for now. I might, no, because there's carrots and onions in there already. The flavour's going to be good. I might just serve this over rice. Maybe it was, yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure I'll be doing this one again. It's not nice, it's just not really tasty either, and it looks a bit questionable. I think over rice, the rice will soak this in, and I think it'll be fine. Well, we started by the fire and we're finishing by the fire. So I hope you enjoyed week 7's video, a little roundup of everything that we've got going on. Definitely seeing prices increase, which I think I mentioned once or twice. But for now, thanks for staying with me, and I look forward to seeing you in week 8. Oh, and by the way, I did say that I was going to make a yogurt this week because of the milk that we bought. That's going to be another week, because as you can probably tell, this week was just mostly about surviving. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Bye for now. Well done. Clever boy. Clever lad. And get your breath back.